Welcome back, and for tonight's show, food, water, shelter would all be gone if not for soil. What if all of life's questions could be answered and the answers lie right below our feet? Scientists from the underfunded Science Society sought to answer one of our questions. And here is our satellite reporter, Jillian Sweeney, to talk more on this groundbreaking experiment.
I'm here in the basement of Marston Science Library where I just met with two scientists who completed a study on organic soil matter, and here's what they found.
Out here at Lake Alice, the scientists designed the experiment to measure the amount of organic matter found in the soil. They took samples from 5 meters away and 50 meters away from their water source, Lake Alice. 2 samples were taken from each location, meaning that 2 from the 5 meter and 2 from the 50 meter were collected. The experiment was set up based on the fact that when a soil sample is given enough time to settle in a container, the different components of the soil will separate out based on their respective densities, thus providing the researchers with the amount of organic layer present. Using a spade, soil samples were collected from these locations. They placed the soil in 2 containers that were made from clear plastic. Water was added to the containers, and then the containers were allowed to stand for 10 minutes, which let the soil settle into different layers. The same procedure was performed at the 50 meter as the 5. After the soil has settled, the dark-colored layer, which is the organic layer, was measured using a ruler. The scientists found that there was more organic matter in the soil at sites far from the water source than in those close. The results proved the hypothesis to be false, since they predicted the soil organic matter would be higher closer to the water source than further away. According to their observations, there was a higher amount of sand and clay in the soil sample obtained near the water source, and there was extremely low levels of soil organic matter. As for the sample obtained at the 50-meter mark from the lake, it had greater levels of soil organic content and lower levels of sand and clay.
So after that, I wanted to learn a little bit more about what these interesting soil scientists were up to, so I looked to my friend Alyssa Ward for a bit more information from a plant scientist.
Funding utensils. Thank you. So as you can see, Root and Vikram, they were seeking to answer the question, is there more organic matter closer or further away from Lake Alice? And although they hypothesized that there would be more closer to Lake Alice and their trials proved them wrong, perhaps they found their faults in underestimating the vegetation and not conducting enough trials. A little bit about soil and why it's so important. Organic matter actually serves as a bank for nutrients for plant production. It is also responsible for increasing soil's water and carrying capacity.
Thanks, Jill, for that excellent reporting. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but stay tuned because when we're back, humans, are we the curators of the earth or the world's greatest invasive species? Stay tuned to find out.